Hello everybody, welcome to Creative Chess channel. My name is Novikova Galina. I'm a women FIDE master, and today we are going to speak about a very interesting topic, two weaknesses in the endgame. So I want to show you only one position, but with this position we'll give you some ideas of how to exploit weaknesses of your opponent. So let's have a look at this position. And the first question to you guys is, can you please find two weaknesses in the black's position? Okay, so these two weaknesses are the pawn on a5. So yes, it is protected by the bishop, but anyway, it's weak because it can't be protected by any other pawn. And also you see the pawn on g6 is also a weak one, and it's maybe even weaker because it's attacked by their light square bishop. So it's good to say that there are two weaknesses, but how to exploit them? That is the question. So let's try to answer it. So in the game, there was played rook to d5. Yeah, and it's good to mention that without rooks here, it will be a complete draw. So if you play, of course, for white side, it's better to leave the rooks on board and not to change them. So the rook goes to g5 because white wants to attack the pawn on g6. Black goes to defend it, but anyway, rook to g5. Now the king and the rook are tied with the pawn because they have to defend it. And actually, Blair has no plan here how to play because actually he needs to wait here. That's why the move bishop to d2. So, but what to play for white? Here comes a great idea to move the king to this pawn. Actually, it seems okay. We get to b5 and what to do anyway. We can't capture the pawn. But what is going to happen next? We'll see in several moves. Okay, the king goes this way, attacking the bishop. King to d3 again. So the pawn is protected by the rook, so no problem for white. They go on with their plan. And finally, the king gets to b5, bishop goes to c3. Okay, our first part of our idea came true, but how to capture the pawn? And there comes another great idea of white, and it is this one. So rook to d5. So it seems, what is this? So why is it coming back? But after bishop to e3, it became clear that after rook to d3, protecting the pawn not from g5 now, but from d3, we are planning to play c3, and the bishop no longer protects a5. So that was a great white's idea, and black couldn't interfere with it. So now c3, and yeah, so be aware of some threats from your opponent because now is attacking the bishop. So that's why first retreat, and later we capture the pawn. As you see now, the black's rook is on our rank on e2, and it can attack our pawns. And it's natural for black to play like this because they want to have some counterplay, maybe to attack some pawns. Uh, okay, so but now white has a very strong passed pawn. The rook to c3. Now the material is equal, but this pawn saves the white's day. a6. And here move c4. Black is going to bring their bishop here and to stop the pawn. So that's why, so white just capture, and bishop goes this way. So now it's impossible to go to a7 because it would be captured. So that's why white just prepares this movement. So now they're threatening, and c6 comes. grabs, 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 and the bishop goes to a7 and stops the appearing of the pawn on a8th rank. On the 8th rank. Okay, so now what to do with white? So they're trying to go this way uh, to eliminate this bishop or to force him go away and then go with the pawn, but the rook stands here and it's a great security for this file. So now the king can't get here. So that's why just another idea. We remember that here is a weak pawn and probably it can be captured now. So you see that we're switching off from one side of the board to another one. Black is attacking, but okay. Remember, we have already had such position with the rook protecting g3 from pawn from g5 square. And moreover, again, we are looking at this weakness. Check, bishop to d7. No problem, against protected. And f5. This move is saving the white's day. So actually, black is losing after this. So why is that? In the game, they played here, attacking the pawn. But in all the cases, so white is winning here. Bishop to e6, king to e7. And now after rook g7 and this move, white just goes a7 and winning. So the problem is that actually here black resigned, but why not to play, let us say, here. The problem is that white goes to b8 and you can't check them out from here because they're going to promote the pawn because here the bishop is standing. So the best which black have probably just play this, but after this, anyway, black's position is lost. So if we return to their initial position, here you see that white, first of all, distinguished two weaknesses in the black's camp. They found a5 and g6. And then they found the plan with this rook here attacking the pawn, then going with the king, and then just preventing the bishop from the defending of a5. And all other things were quite easy. They were just trying to promote the pawn. So, guys, that's all I want to tell you about this very topic. So I hope you liked the video. So please join my channel, subscribe to it, and see you next videos. Bye bye.